Look, two good teams in March, and they're very good. And the way they play is very different than some of the teams we've played this year. I thought our guys did a great job of being ready to play them and make some adjustments through the game. And thought so many different guys on our team contributed and made some big plays as we went along. And I thought we had a great next play mentality tonight, where they might have hit a three or it was a loose ball and they hit a three or something didn't go our way and we just moved on to the next play. So really proud of our guys. I thought the guys wanted to play tonight. And the toughest thing when you don't get in the NCAA tournament and you play in another tournament, these guys don't know how prestigious the NIT is. I gave them a history lesson Sunday night. It's a big deal. The way I grew up, this was the preseason NIT and this NIT championship. At one time, people didn't go to NCAA, they went to this. And so the history lesson part of it was really cool with the guys. And then we get to play another game together with VCU on the front of your jerseys. And these guys get along really well, and they played really hard today, and I'm very proud of them.
What were the biggest keys you honed in from a defense perspective in any game, just coming out the last two games?
Yeah, no threes. No threes. They average over like 11 threes a game. And now, they had 9 in the second half. They got going a little bit, but set the tone in the first half, only made 2. And they, I thought late in the game they got a little bit tired and took some tough threes. And I just thought our guys hung in there. And a team that shoots threes, they're gonna get some threes. They know how to get threes. Just make them really hard. And we have a rule around here. We contest every shot, even if it's a late contest. And I thought we did a good job of that, even when sometimes they did break loose. Different guys ran at shooters.
I think you said they were ready to play, but did you feel like just in general the game took a little bit to ramp up in the first half?
Yeah, I thought practice yesterday was going to take some time to ramp up, and I thought the game today was going to, but our fans were awesome. I think that helped so much. It was great. Ram Nation showed up today to support our guys. What I told the guys before the jump ball, I said, look at this. This doesn't happen all over the country. First round, NIT, disappointed how we played last weekend. And they showed up for you guys. What you owe them, the way you can show appreciation is by how hard you play. And as the game got going, I thought we did that, and the guys were into it. And they were loose, but we need to be like that this time of the year.
Going into the halftime, did you say anything to the guys during halftime break?
No, I liked how we were guarding them. I thought we needed to rebound better. I think they got some rebounds off of some long threes, right? So you just got to find a way to get them. I said we didn't turn the ball over. We only had 7 turnovers for the game. In the first half, I think we only had 4. Was it 3 or 4? That was huge. I said no threes for them, no turnovers for us. You're going to have a chance to win the game.
Yeah, you guys were able to keep them down on the threes in the first half. They did start getting hot in the second half, but that didn't stop you guys from keeping a lead. You guys were able to keep going in transition. Yeah. How do you think that helped for you guys, and how do you think that's going to look?
Yeah, great question. We got to continue to carry that over. Hey, defense travels. Whoever we play next, defense got to travel. That's who we are. That's our identity. But the confidence we can get from today offensively of executing our plays, finishing at the rim, and really sharing the ball without turning it over. We scored 90 points against a good team today. That's huge. Now, I do think today they were different, right? They played different than a lot of other teams. And the adjustment part of it that we made in the game, even the young guys did a great job with that. That's something we got to, make a big deal about tomorrow when we get together and talk about that, because we might have to do that the next team we play.
What do you like about how you operated inside, or some tough drives, tough scores inside, some second chance scores inside, and with the season high 90 points, you had a season high 56 points in the paint. So do you feel like the guys, particularly in the second half, really?
Yeah, they didn't have any shot blockers, Wayne. They didn't block a shot. We said that if you get downhill, keep going and play off 2 feet and be strong. I thought we had a couple of drives where we got fouled, and they were just pushing us out. So we got to fight through that. I thought we just did a better job of finishing as the game went on downhill. I thought we turned the corner on ball screens and put them sort of in some rotation. And I thought Ace did a good job, especially in the second half, of really reading those ball screens and putting them on their heels. So, anytime, I thought Keyshawn at 23 today, but he made great cuts to the basket to get layups, and that's putting pressure on the rim all the time. We got to continue to do that. That was great.
Will you guys watch the Wake game together?
As a team?
Yeah.
No. We'll scout the Wake game. The guys will watch it, and some will be on their phones. So, no, we won't. But we'll be ready. We'll be ready on Thursday. You gotta. Don't be afraid to speak up. You have as much right to be here as any of these guys. So speak up and don't apologize for being next.
All right, great win tonight, Coach. Can you explain your reasoning for the back and forth, for the in and out substitutions between Hassan and Deloach?
Yeah, just want to keep them fresh, and those two guys move very well. They can guard guys like number 20 that can really go. Keep them in front, and just if you keep them fresh, they're disciplined to guard the ball is at a high level. And I thought JJ in his 15 minutes guarded him well. I thought he had one foul. The other one, I didn't think it was a foul. But for a freshman to guard a good player like that, player of the year, thought he did a great job. I thought Hassan, he had earned everything. And I thought we tired him out using those two guys as well.
Coach, Michael, he had a thing on his knees.
Yeah, he sprained his knee yesterday, banged knees with somebody. We got him in MRI this morning, no structural and all that stuff. So he was able to go, but I thought with matchups and making sure that knee's okay. So he thought he can go today, but that's why.
Also, 13 total fouls, 7 total turnovers. It's like bizarre at VCU. Like, how crucial was that for?
It's what we talked about. We talked about not turning the ball over and being so disciplined on defense. When you play a team like that is unique, your discipline has to be at the forefront. We're going to play hard, you know that, Matt, but you got to be really disciplined. And I thought because we were disciplined, we didn't foul as much.
Last time we played them, they hadn't played a 1-3-1 all year, and they threw it out against us, and we got down like 16-0. They didn't play it until pretty much the end of the game. Were you waiting for them to throw something?
Yeah, we kept saying after timeouts, be ready for the 1-3-1, and then in the second half they went, misses and makes. Even though we had one turnover against it and we missed a layup against it, them going to that made us slow down a little bit and the clock kept running. So it wasn't a bad thing now. When you have Ace out there and Vince out there and they can make some moves, Ace had a great play against it. That helped, but them going to it sort of helped us a little bit because it was running clock.
Ace's points were a career high. How are you continuing to see him get better at this point, at the end of his sophomore year, coming off the way the beginning of the year was? You feel like he's continued to get stronger from December to now when he started playing?
Well, you saw him today. I mean, he looked like he had a lot of joy playing basketball. He loves basketball, Wayne. You guys could see that, So we've had some guys like that love it that much. So they're always going to compete and play. But, the one thing I commended him and congratulated him about being all conference, I said how much he improved from last year till this year, and he didn't even have a whole off season, right? He didn't. But he grew and matured. Understanding the game even more, and he's pretty darn good at it before he even got here. But just learning it and he's really hard on himself. When he doesn't play well or the team loses, he's hard on himself. And for a young guy, he owns disappointment, and he blames himself. My medicine for that is we'll go do something about it. Play better in the next game. Learn from it. Add that to your game, and he's getting there. He's only still a sophomore, and he hasn't had a real off season yet. His going into his freshman year, we had COVID, and he was rehabbing his knee, and then this year with the Achilles. So he didn't have a real off season yet in the weight room or on the court with us. And if he becomes my guy, which he's pretty darn close, but that's the next step. Like, take the reins of this whole thing on and off the court and lead the way. He's going to be a special player around here.
You guys talked about on Sunday your message was kind of see it through. What
Yep.
does that mean to you for this NIT?
Yeah, I gave him the history lesson and tried to motivate him and talked about, if you win games, you get to go to New York City and play in Madison Square Garden. Now, I'm older now. I could say I'm older now. Like, that's a big deal. Right? To them, not as much, because there's not as many games in the Garden or big games as there used to be when I was growing up. So, in my wildest dreams, thinking about playing or coaching in Madison Square Garden, are you kidding me? a better chance going to the moon. And, you know, here we are, a couple wins away to doing that. That's pretty cool. So we explained that to the guys and you know, just made a big deal about it. And then but to get there, you got to see things through. You got to see through practice. You got to be here. You got to be in the moment, and then we got to see it through for the day. And you got to see it through trying to beat Princeton. We got to see it through together. And I don't know if you saw the hoodies today. Jameer had it on with the eyes. That was to see it through. You know, as a reminder, everyone got a hoodie here. Like, see this through to March. I don't know how many more days we have together as this group, but I've had so much fun coaching these guys, and there's a lot of overachieving this year, but no reason why we can't keep it going.
Like one or two more guys? Okay.
Speak up, man.
I
Speak
got
up.
you. Don't worry about it. Season high total today points.
Yeah.
I asked the guys earlier, anything you saw in the film room, or were the shots just falling in?
Well, I thought, I mean, turnovers. I mean, come on, all year long. If we don't turn the ball over, you know, defense is going to make some plays. It happens, but don't give the ball to the other team. And let's get a shot every time down. Today we got a shot pretty much every time down, and a lot of them were at the rim. A lot of them were sharing the ball off of good ball movement. And I thought we executed, especially our ball screens today, executed plays. And that's a formula for, and we have guys that can make shots. And we have guys that can finish at the rim. So that's a formula for getting scoring points, without a doubt.
Okay, double check. You mentioned the hoodies, were those given out this week because of that message?
They're giving out on Sunday night. Quick turnaround.
Speaking of history, Coach, have you or will you dip into the archives back to the CBI run and pull anything out from that, just from a motivation
Well,
standpoint?
I did talk about the hardest thing about that CBI run was going to play at GW. You know, getting the guys on the bus to go play, right? The first game's the hardest to motivate them. Oh, man, it's pulling teeth. So I said on the radio, I was here with Jody. It's a date night, Matt. When VCU played UAB, 14 years ago.
Oh, yeah,
And we lost, and we weren't motivated to play, and the older guys weren't motivated to play. And I shared that with the guys. Don't be that guy. Don't be that guy. And we didn't have anyone that was that guy. And you know, today we saw it through. We got to continue to do that.
Coach.
Go ahead, Matt. Go ahead.
I was going to say, you had two young guards out here today in the last game going against old guards. Just in your experience, who do you think needs that experience more, front court players or back court players? Just because, you know, we've been running freshman, sophomore all year long against, you know, a lot of
Yeah, I mean, game experience. It doesn't matter what position. I mean, you could train these guys all you want, and you can go over stuff in practice. Live action with the uniform on is when guys gain the most experience. Now, front court, young guys, the hardest thing is guarding really good players. That's the hardest thing. Their instincts take over, and they can go rebound. They know how to finish. But that's the next step. You learn how to guard really good players. Guards, for me, it's more probably handling the ball against pressure and speed, and picking your spots and not get yourself in trouble that way.
Thanks, guys.
All right, guys.